And time for our meeting. I would like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now a moment of silence for those who've come before us. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to let everybody know that the meeting has been called to order at 6 o'clock. We have emergency exits directly in front of us, to my left and out to the right if you should need them. Please silence all cell phones and make sure they're not going to ring in the middle of our fine meeting. I'd like to welcome all the people at home who are watching us on the magic of the internet. And hello, everybody. Welcome to our meeting. Like to start out with some very basic comments. We had the Cicero Fest a couple of weeks ago with the Cicero Chamber of Commerce, and it worked out very, very well. We handed out a lot of information to residents. Parks and Rec loaded us up with a bunch of stuff, and we definitely handed out a whole bunch of things. Everybody was very, very grateful. So that worked out well. Thanks for the people who volunteered to help out. The summer concert series is coming up. I'm telling you, we're looking forward to this. First one's going to be on July 2nd. We're going to have one every Thursday for a number of months. And the ripcords are going to be over at William Memorial Park. It's going to be a great time. We encourage everybody to show up because this is what we do here in Cicero. We have a good time during the summer when the weather's good. So we're going to be out there and having a good time. Also like to just quickly say I'm having another Supervisor Saturday. That's coming up this Saturday at 8 o'clock over at Kim's Diner. If you would like to speak to me more one-on-one, I will talk to you there, and I'll also buy you a cup of coffee. So it's on me. All right. Public input pertaining to items, except for the public hearings on tonight's agenda, you have up to 3 minutes. If you'll just approach the dais and tell us who you are, where you live, and if you've got comments, we'll hear them. Okay, apparently we have no one's going to speak tonight, and that's fine. Let's go to the abstracts. Move for the adoption of a resolution approving abstracts number 24 of 2026, dated 6/17/2026, and abstracts 25 of 2026, dated 6/24/26. Do I have a second? Good. Comments on any of the agenda items? I know we've, abstract items, I know we've had a chance to take a look at them. Anybody have anything that they want to comment on? All right.
I'm going to
Sure.
be voting, but not on the National Grid portion of it.
Okay, so you're going to abstain from that as well. All right. I'm going to close discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and one abstention for the second one. Motion is adopted.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to appropriate $3,570 from Revenue Budget Code 002-000-1520-0001, additional detail revenue to Expense Code 002-3120-4300-0000, auto repairs, for reimbursement for fuel and maintenance from Patillo Viganero.
I will second. Do we have any board comments on this particular item?
I have the same comment that I had last time when this item came up. Again, there is, at this point, money still available in this budget line and for the rest of the year. So I am not a fan of appropriating money while there still is, just because we came into extra money, to appropriate it right away. So I would recommend that the board retain control of that, keep it in the fund, and certainly if the need arises, we can move it then, rather than be preemptive about moving it just because we got it.
Okay, going forward, I tend to agree with you on that as well. So I would like to say that we should pass this and then in the future start looking to making sure that we scrutinize this very carefully going forward. So that's my comment on that.
One of the other options that we got to start looking at too is with the wear and tear on the vehicles, that we're going to have to start building a budget, or not building a budget, but adding to the budget with the wear and tear for replacement on the vehicles. So there's an option to potentially move that into some other places as well.
Any additional comments on this before we vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
and abstentions. Motion is adopted.
Okay. Set a public hearing to consider the following proposal local law regarding temporary moratorium prohibiting any zone change or special permit applications related to the establishment of large-scale data centers. Move for the adoption of a resolution to set a public hearing on July 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Cicero Town Hall, 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York, to consider a temporary moratorium prohibiting any zone change or special permit application related to the establishment of large-scale data centers, artificial intelligence, AI, computing facilities, cryptocurrency, mining operations, and similar high-intensity computing uses of complexes in the town of Cicero.
Okay, and we can list this as written, correct, Counselor? We can just list this as written? Okay, it's written. So we'll move on to the effective date, Section 3 and Section 4, and then we'll motion up that. You have that in Section 3? Local law will take effect. Not on yours? Okay. All right. This local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. And Section 4, termination date is the town law shall become null and void 12 months after filing unless extended or terminated by the town board. The proposed moratorium may be extended or terminated at any earlier period by the town board. Do I have a motion to set this hearing?
Second.
Okay. Comments to set the hearing?
I guess my comment would be first, I'm glad to see that we actually have a local law in front of us before setting a public hearing, so we have something to discuss. I am curious why we're doing, well, I guess maybe not so much why. What is the plan? The purpose of this moratorium is to provide sufficient time to study, evaluate, and consider the adoption of new town code provisions and land use regulations. So I have yet to hear, what is the plan? Who are we engaging? How are we going to evaluate? How are we going to figure this out? Right now, we're just saying stop with no plan.
Well, I believe, Counselor, the reason we're going to have this hearing is we want to talk about what we are going to do going forward. This is more of a fact-finding thing for us. We want to get the public's input on weighing in on this to find out what their thoughts are. And then if we vote on this and we're able to pass a moratorium for 1 year, it gives us a year to study the ramifications of data centers. A lot of local towns are doing this because there's an unknown here. We don't know what kind of demands it's going to be for power. We don't know what kind of demands it's going to be for water. There's just too many unknowns. New York State has already passed a moratorium on data centers that needs to be signed by the governor. We don't know where that's going to go, but this is basically to find out if we need to just pause and then sit down and decide if we really want these things and where they should go. And that's really the only reason we're doing this, is because there's so many unknowns.
I agree with, doing the research as far as we're going to do the research, and we need to do it thoroughly. We need to look at a lot of different things with the infrastructure of our town. Number one, you got to look at the power supply. Do we even have the power supply to even do that? Which I don't believe we do. We don't, water structure, I don't believe we have the water structure, that would handle one of these. So we got to look at all that stuff. And my personal belief on this is, if there's an ability to do this, and if we are ever going to do a data center, we've got to leverage it so the data center, the town benefits from the gains. If they're going to increase the electric grid, that the data centers are paying for it to benefit the town and the residents, as well as the water. And then there's a huge tax dollar amount attached to these, that would come into the town. I'm not saying I'm for it or against it. I just want to make sure that we look at both sides of the process of this, and the benefits versus, the negatives, and not just look at the negatives. Because if we could bring in a very large chunk of tax money on this to take the burden off the residents, I don't think we should just say, let's not do it. I encourage all residents, whether you're for it or against it, to come to the meeting.
I agree. Let the public decide and tell us, and just hopefully we can have time to really more questions and answers here, far more questions and answers. And I wish I had more answers for people on data centers, but I don't. And I think that's the reason that we set this hearing, to try to give us pause for possibly a moratorium. So, all right, do we have any further discussion on this before I call for a voice?
I would like to jump in,
Yes.
if it'd be so kind. Robert, is the extension, we would have to do another public hearing for that, correct?
That's right. So you could extend this or end it sooner. And it's also my understanding that the county is doing a study at the moment as well that they're going to share with us when it's completed. I don't know when that's going to be, but they're doing a study as well.
I appreciate that. I just view this as two separate, there's, studying to gather more information, and then there's this, right? Making sure that there's time to do so. It's a nonstop conversation. I've gotten, many conversations about this the last couple of weeks. So I'm interested, and I hope many people do come to the hearing. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm all ears to listen. And as long as, Robert explained that we have the ability to maneuver at any point in time, either way, we can. So I'm excited about that part too.
I am all for gathering public input. That is certainly one piece of this that we should pursue. And I think that'll help maybe bring up more questions that we don't even know we have. But I also would like to suggest that this local law not only needs to pause, but it needs to put a commitment in place as to what actions this town is going to do to study, evaluate, and consider, not just put this nebulous, this is what we're going to do. I think we owe it to the town to actually say, when we finalize this law, these are the steps that we're going to take during the moratorium, and not leave it open-ended.
Do we know?
That statement I concur with. I don't think we can attach that to the, that would have to be something separate. We
Yeah,
do
not
right
tonight.
after.
I'm just
Yeah.
putting that forth as something.
Nope. I'm
Yep.
totally on board with that.
Do we know when New York State's going to make their decision or the county's going to make their decision, so we can use that in our time frame here?
We're just waiting. I mean, it's been sent to the governor for the state, and she has not indicated either way that she's going to sign it. So we're not sure about that. And the county, they're in the initial stages of putting the plan together to send to us, so it's going to be a while.
They're doing an actual study.
That's the beauty of the flexibility.
Correct.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, any other discussion on setting the moratorium, or I'm sorry, the hearing for the moratorium starting on the 22nd? All right, I will call for a voice vote. All in favor of setting the moratorium, the hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion is adopted.
Set a public hearing to consider the approval of the cable television agreement between Spectrum Northeast LLC and the town of Cicero. Move the adoption of resolution to set a public hearing for July 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Cicero Town Hall, 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, to consider the approval of the cable television agreement between Spectrum Northeast LLC and the town of Cicero.
I will second. Board comments?
This is routine. We have to do this every
Yeah.
couple of years with all these. And sadly to say, I know Wayne and I talked earlier, I think that the prices are going down, right? For us. The revenue, that's right, going down.
The price is the same. It has to be the same for both vendors. The revenue the town
Going
is
down,
getting is going down.
Yeah.
Because as more and more people
Cut the cord.
cut their cord, there's less cable TV subscribers. Okay.
There we go. All right, any additional comments on this before we vote?
My only other comment would be, yes, it is basically boilerplate that we do time and again, but I think we should put at least a little summary together and provide that, make it available to the public prior to the hearing so they understand what, if they want to come and talk about it, what it actually is that we're talking about. I don't think this is enough information for, our residents to have informed conversation about it necessarily.
All right, I think we can come up with something. Get them out. Wayne?
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
There you go.
Oh, it is? Okay. So if we could share the link or put it in, in the news. Okay.
Great. All right, any additional comments? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. Move for the adoption of a resolution appointing Tim Race as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission to fill a vacancy starting 6/24/26 to 12/31/2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
Board comments? We've all seen his resume.
Yes, reviewed it and excited to see somebody new stepping forward to help get involved in the town. So this is great.
New blood's not a bad thing. All right, closed discussion, additional call for a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. Move for the adoption of a resolution to reappoint Michael Folsom as Chair for the Parks and Recreation for a one-year term, 1/1/26 to 12/31/26. Do I have a second?
Second.
Board comments on this? Okay, I will call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Move for the adoption of a resolution to reappoint Christine Scolay as Vice Chair of the Parks and Recreation for a one-year term, 1/1/2026 to 12/31/26. Do I have a second?
Second.
Board comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Move for the adoption of a resolution to hire the following: Emily Indiverdo, beach monitor, in the amount of $16 hourly, budget code 001-7150-0105-0000. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Board comments on hiring this beach monitor? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted.
Move for the adoption of a resolution approving Aqua Project Number 9004245, application agreement calling for the installation of fire hydrant number 15441 for a building addition at 8076 Thompson Road. The project is shown and referred to as map file number 927, sheet 7. According to the agreement, Aqua will install the hydrant at the owner's sole expense. The town will be notified when the installation is complete, and thereafter, the Gillette Road Water District will be billed an annual hydrant maintenance expense, which is currently $99.47 per hydrant.
I will second. Do we have any board comments?
This used to be $68, if I remember correctly. It's gone up drastically, right? That's my only comment.
Welcome to the new reality. All right, any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted.
Move for the adoption of resolution to approve the following resolution of the Town Board of the Town of Cicero and Onondaga County, agreeing to share responsibilities of the porous pavement shared use path along State Highway 5249 US Route 11, under and around the southern abutment and bridge approach of Brewerton Bridge. Bin 4008540, within the geographical jurisdiction of the Town of Cicero, as well as associated features listed in the accompanying landscape maintenance agreement.
All right. Kate, did you want to bring up some information on this, or are you pretty clear on what we're doing?
This resolution?
Did he read? Oh, it's as written, or you want to read it through? Read it through. Go ahead.
Whereas the New York State Department of Transportation on the project identified as D26510 PIN 304365, which is a bridge replacement project located on Route 11, also known as Brewerton Road, from RM 11-3303-3114 to RM 11-3404-1002 for a total of a half a mile in the municipality of the Town of Cicero. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Cicero desires to have the above porous pavement shared use path under and around the southern abutment of bridge approach performed by the state. And whereas the state of New York has agreed to include as part of the state's project the local features work described heretofore, to provide that the Town Board of the Town of Cicero agrees to maintain, repair, and operate such features, facilities requiring but not limited to what is written within the accompanying landscaping maintenance agreement associated with this resolution until such time as the commissioner, in his or her discretion, determines that such features facilities are no longer necessary for such highway. Now therefore, the town board of the town of Cicero duly convened and does hereby resolve the town board of the town of Cicero does approve the above subject project and is hereby resolved that the town board of the town of Cicero shall maintain such maintenance work and is hereby further resolved that the town board of the town of Cicero hereby authorizes the town supervisor of the town of Cicero to enter the state of New York or with the state of New York and through the Commissioner in Transportation to commit the town board of the town of Cicero to maintain at its own expense the work on the above identified project, and the such agreement provides the maintenance shall include the repair and replacement of the equipment and the operation of such features of the facility, and be it further resolved that the clerk of this town board of the town of Cicero is hereby directed to transmit 4 certified copies of the foregoing resolutions to the State Department of Transportation addressed through Michael Washburn, P.E. Region 03, Design Engineer, 33 East Washington Street, Syracuse, New York, 13201.
Second.
Okay. Kay, would you like to shed some light on this a little bit?
Sure. This was a really good thing for the town of Cicero when the Brewerton Bridge was getting replaced and they were designing it. The town asked DOT to build a path underneath the bridge so you can cross from the west side of Route 11, Riverfront Park, underneath the bridge to the new sidewalks on the east side. So, and then you could, cross the bridge at each way. So it's a good thing for the town of Cicero. What comes with it is we just have to accept the maintenance for it. And Parks Department, it's porous pavement that they're using, which is what is used up at Riverfront Park right now. So they will just add this little segment onto their maintenance of the porous pavement at Riverfront Park.
All right, thank you. Any other comments?
So is the state paying for the actual installation?
Sure, yes, they are installing it and we just maintain it once it's done.
Okay. And then I was reviewing the maintenance agreement. It looks like for the next 30 years, we're responsible for everything, replacing it if it gets damaged, all of that. We already have some of this. So do we already have all the equipment that we need to maintain this?
They'll have to rent vacuums. So
Oh, okay.
porous pavement should be vacuumed annually at least. So they will probably have to rent vacuums once a year, a certain type of vacuum.
Right.
Or
But we're
work
already
with it.
doing that for the existing porous pavement? If I misunderstood.
They had not been, but they will be.
Sorry.
So this is stuff we all learn.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's a very detailed description of everything we're supposed to do to take care of it. So, great.
Our Parks and Rec department will be doing this for a long, long time, and they do a good job. So,
Have they given us any lifespan of this porous blacktop? Like if you talk with any surrounding municipalities, how it works?
Shoot, I mean, the stuff at Riverfront Park's probably been in 8 or 9 years, still working. So typically what may fail on it is just
Clogs.
it clogs. It's still functioning as a walking path.
Because I know the city of Syracuse has done an extensive amount of
Right,
Save
they're-
the Rain project.
They're
would
green
involve
infrastructure
this.
projects, yeah.
And I just want to make sure that we don't have to replace it if it stops draining in 5 years.
I would be surprised if we had to.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that that's not their goal is, we'll maintain it, but I don't think if it stops the drainage process when it gets clogged, that's my concern.
Well, that's why it's just important they vacuum it. And we don't have vehicles on it. It's when porous pavement is used as a parking area, it clogs up a lot faster. So,
okay, additional discussion before I call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted.
Oh, me. Yeah, yep. I was fast on it. Town Hall custodial bill, move for the adoption of resolution to approve Michael Welch Senior DBA Immaculate Commercial Cleaning, North Syracuse, New York, to provide town hall custodial services per town hall custodial services contract in the amount of $14,799.96 annually, $25 hourly for a starting date of July 1st, 2026, with a contract end date of June 30th, 2027, All required insurance documentation has been provided. Budget code 001-1620-4100-0000. Building custodial. So received two other bids, Bella Casa Cleaner in the amount of $33,600 annually, and Sparkle Like a Diamond cleaning service in the amount of $46,940 annually.
I will second. All right, discussion on this?
So huge red flag to me. How is this vendor able to come in less than half of the other two vendors?
Probably prevailing wage. She's just a DBA. He's only one person doing this building. They had to pay prevailing wages.
Okay,
That's where I would say.
okay.
I know in that, we want to make sure that that's the case, because I know they still have to file that certified payroll and pay themselves a prevailing wage, even though there's an owner, I believe, because I know someone that got caught up in that. So I just want to make sure that if we're going to hire someone, that they're going to pay themselves properly, and all of a sudden not. We should verify that.
Their name is familiar to me, haven't they?
He's been doing ours. He does this
He has been?
canteen. He's
Right,
been here for
okay.
a long
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
He's been doing this for a long time. I was told by the labor board that when we had our meeting, that we just have to provide the prevailing wage sheet. It's up to them to do
Correct.
whatever they have to do. But, you know, I understand there's only one person doing the cleaning. No, there's no company.
So he's been doing the town hall or been doing the
He's been
canteen?
doing the
Canteen,
town.
yeah. Just
Okay.
the name was familiar.
Does the
Okay.
canteen. He
Yep.
did the police
Yep.
department.
Okay.
Okay, additional comments on this? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted.
Move to adopt a resolution to appoint Thomas Leo as part-time as-needed constable to start on or about June 25th, 2026 at an hourly rate of $36.05. Budget code 001-1110-0105-0000, constables part-time.
Second.
Board comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. Move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute a letter of support for the CNY SPCA's grant application for additional funding to help support and expand essential animal services in the central New York community. The CNY SPCA is a valuable service provider for the residents of the town of Cicero and our pets, and we fully support the application. Do I have a second?
Second.
Board comments?
So we contract with the CNY SPCA for services? Okay, cool.
They solicited us and asked us. They're getting letters of support from different
Sure.
townships as they.
Yeah,
go
I was
through
just
this.
curious what our relationship was with
Yeah.
them, so,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Do you want to go back to a dog catcher? I'm just kidding.
there we go. All right. Any additional comments?
They've been with us for how many years now, Tracy? It's been a while, hasn't it been? Yeah.
Sometime.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Like 8 years, something like that. Yeah.
Very good. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. Move for the adoption of a resolution that the town board approves and authorizes the town supervisor to sign an agreement for SIP phone service and virtual fax service with the town of Cicero existing phone system vendor, Sangoma, for an estimated cost of $2,760 per month, based on 13,000 minutes of SIP service per month, to replace the expired service contract with Northland Communications. Estimated monthly savings based on Northland's current service costs is about $120 monthly, and 18. This figure's got me a little confused here, Wayne, because it's looks like one, there's no other zero. I can't tell what it is. Is it 8?
It's $180 based on their proposed rate increase effective August 1st, 2026.
And 276 monthly is what it will be.
Right.
All right, thank you. It's unclear because the decimal point was in the wrong spot here. The town of Cicero allocates phone and fax service costs to multiple department access codes. So we'll have a second on this.
Second.
Okay. Can we have board comments, please?
Yeah, Wayne, I appreciate this. We talked earlier on the phone. I appreciate everything Wayne's doing, saving some money, and we're going to get some more security out of it. So I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne.
Do appreciate all of Wayne's efforts. We could not exist without him with our communications. I will say that. All right, I'm going to close the comments. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. I'm announcing the following, the Red, White, and Blues Fest that I talked about earlier in the comments. Thursday, July 2nd at 6 o'clock. The Ripcords are going to be there. I just bought my USA 250 shirt today, just so I can be prepared for that day. We're all set to go, red, white, and blue it. And events to follow, beach bonfire, late night splash pad, family movie showing. It's going to be a hoot. And we'd like to thank the Parks and Rec Department for putting this all together. Tony, would you like to add anything to this, or did I sell it good enough for you? All right, we're good. All right, I'd like to invite any speakers to speak on anything on the agenda tonight. You have up to 3 minutes. I see no one coming forward. I would like to invite the board, if there are any additional comments before we close our meeting tonight, to have those now.
Guess I'll just mention that next month, we're only having one meeting instead of our usual two. So we won't see all of you until after the 4th of July holiday. So have a great holiday.
That's right. Not like we're going anywhere, but we won't be seeing you. So, all right, I'd like to make a I'm sorry. Go
I did
ahead.
have one.
Mhm.
Back to the fire hydrants. I'd love for Aqua. They may do a report. I haven't seen one. I'd love to see a report from Aqua to see what hydrant, it's every hydrant every year, right? I would just love to see a report to see what they're doing. That'd be fantastic. Appreciate that.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Calling for a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion is adopted. It is 6:31 p.m. Thank you very much for attending.